Welcome. Today we have a very interesting chapter which is on organizational diagnosis. And now, when we talk about diagnosis, I'm sure we all agree that it's very, very important because the precaution is better than the cure. And we all have seen the recent corona days. We have seen how many times we were used to check our pulse rate, how many times we were used to check our fever on daily basis. Similarly, when it comes to diagnosis of an organization, that's also very, very important because that kind of alarms you that these are the places where a measure has to be taken so that it does not lead to a big blunder.
All right, so let's look at what organizational diagnosis is all about. So, diagnosis is basically a process of understanding how the organization is currently functioning and how it provides the information necessary to design change interventions. It is a collaborative process between organizational members and the OD consultant to collect the information, analyze it, and draw conclusions for action planning and interventions. The key reason for which it is so important to do a diagnosis is because it's aimed at uncovering the cause of specific problems, is focused on understanding the effective processes, is directed at assessing the overall functionality of the organization or of the department, and helps in discovering areas for future development. Now, having said that, you know, when we do the diagnostics of an organization, it could be done in two different routes. One is environmental and the other one is organizational. So in this video, we are going to talk about environmental diagnostics, wherein we are going to use PESTEL analysis for doing the same. Now, PESTEL analysis is a framework or tool used by marketers to analyze and monitor the macro environmental or external marketing environment factors that have an impact on an organization, company, or industry. It examines the political, economical, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors in the external environment. A pestle is used to identify threats and weaknesses, which are used further for SWOT analysis. Now, when we look at the pestle analysis, so pestle analysis is basically a framework or tool used by marketers, as we have said before. So let's look at what are these factors all about. So when we talk about the political factors, which includes the government policies, leadership and change, foreign trade policies, internal political issues and trends, tax policy, regulation and deregulation trends. When it comes to economical, so here we are talking about economical factors which include the current and projected economic growth, inflation and interest rates, job growth and unemployment, or labor cost, impact of globalization, disposable income of consumers and businesses, likely changes in the economic environment. When we talk about social factors that include demographics, for example, age, gender, race, family, size, consumer attitudes, opinions, buying patterns, population growth rate, and environment patterns, socio-cultural changes, ethnic and regional trends, living standards. So all of that comes under social. Then when we talk about technological factors, they affect marketing in new ways of producing goods and services, new ways of distributing goods and services, new ways of communicating with target markets. Now, after that, let's look at environmental factors. So, environmental factors are factors due to increasing scarcity of raw material, pollution targets, doing business as an ethical and sustainable company, so on and so forth. Then, when it comes to legal factors, they include health and safety, equal opportunities, advertising standards, consumer rights and laws, product labeling, and product safety. Now, let's take an example of Coca-Cola. So, when we look at the political factors that Coca-Cola looks at, is that Coca-Cola products are tested by FDA. It should follow the rules of a country. It should also provide the local stores with the best beverages. Then countries may present it from distributing its products if all rules are not followed well, and then rules can be related to accounting, internal marketing, labor, or taxes. Example of that could be that, the kind of ads that Coca-Cola has it in UK or US, those are not the same which are done for India because of the social factors which are different, which are the political factors which are different. Then economic factors when we look at, so Coca-Cola has a huge customer base around the world. The company produces its products in various countries. It keeps its customer taste and preferences in mind. Most of its revenue comes from beverage sales. Recently, people have started giving preferences to healthy drink. Coca-Cola has realized it and it's moving in that direction. Similarly comes the social factors. So when we look at the social factors, urban areas are the major markets for this company. Coca-Cola has introduced more than 30 alternative flavors in Japan. It has done the same in China. It is more focused on offering healthy products where it comes to US, and Coca-Cola can take the same approach in countries such as Japan and China and in India too. Then when it comes to technological factor, Coca-Cola can be very effective with the use of new technologies. It will help in manufacturing a large number of quality products. Coca-Cola has technological setup in Britain. It ensures customers get the finest products in shortest time. And Coca-Cola has also used social media to increase its popularity. Its promotion campaigns have been a hit on various social media platforms. When it comes to environmental factor, water accessibility is essential to Coca-Cola to manufacture its products. So if they don't have water accessibility, they cannot operate. It needs to ensure that the processing environment is that their processing is environment friendly. And then when it comes to legal factors, the company has done well in securing all the rights of its business. It has the rights of all past and future products that it develops with the patented processes. Now, however, it is important not to just list pestle factors because does not itself tell managers very much. What managers need to do is to think about these factors are most likely to change and which ones will have the greatest impact on them. That is, each firm must identify the key factors in their own environment. For some, such as a pharmaceutical company, government regulations may be critical. For some, perhaps the firms that have borrowed heavily, interest rate changes may be a huge issue. Similarly, managers must decide on the relative importance of various factors. And one way of doing this is to rank or score the likelihood of a change occurring and also the rate of impact. Then the higher the likelihood of a change occurring and the greater the impact of any change, the more significant this factor will be to that firm's planning. So that was about the PESTEL analysis. We are going to talk more about the organizational analysis as well in the next one. So stay connected. Take care.